Yeah, so get a load of this. Last time on Dungians and Doragons, Pastiche had an altercation with a number of excavation instruments, including a workbench and an extremely cheeky wand. With everyone working together, the menace was defeated. Makayla positioned herself at the bar and stayed there for the rest of the day, becoming progressively further and further into her cups until falling asleep by a fire pit. Meanwhile, Twig and Xalia experimented with a new spell that would get them across the Laughing Gorge and back on the sun's path to Alga, when it became apparent that Korrikan had been misplaced. Chuman saw an interesting-looking tattoo on a tiefling and followed that tiefling to an all-hours coffee shop while Xalia is hailed by a mysterious gnome. And we come to Chuman. Chuman, you are in this cozy cafe. The smell of hazelnut filling your immediate area from the porcelain teacup holding the beverage before you. You've just unfolded the note and read the message. The writing is small and hastily scrawled on this square piece of paper. And it reads, "To call the peace man, ask the beggar maker something what ain't on the menu." This cat cafe has several tables in this large center room with 2 closed doors that go into private meeting rooms, and also a down stairwell that has a bathroom sign. And it's been quiet. The only noise that reaches your ears is cleaning noises from the kitchen, and your current only companions are the felines loitering around. One has jumped up on a windowsill to the right of your table and is sitting there just maintaining a vigil on the outside, as cats do. What would you like to do?
Do I recall ever seeing a beggar in the town?
You do not.
Well,
actually, give me a history check.
History roll coming up.
And we'll put Pastiche so he's not looking at a black screen. Let's see. An 8, you do not. You search your memories of ambling around the town. You cannot recall anyone that looked like they were down on their luck, out of sorts, begging, or even just kind of panhandling for cash or anything.
Mm. I think Chuman, for now, is going to store the note in his pocket, pet one of the cats.
Meow.
Before finishing up a couple of hazelnut, and then heading outside.
Okay. You do feel refreshed, and from the beverage, just the warmness, the warmth of the cuppa, giving you a nice warm sensation as it goes down your throat, and then later you trust the science behind consuming warm drinks will cool you down in this hot desert sun. While Chuman is doing that, we see our pair of Zoaz and Twig rushing through the sandstone streets of Ituusk, the city within a basin, passing a windowed cafe shop. The cool night air is sucked into your lungs as you pound through the streets looking for your Aldani merchant. And ahead of you is the way back to the rest of the city crossings. To your left is the cafe, made from brown lacquered wood and just tan stone. There's a couple barrels that are positioned against the wall, upon which a cat rests, just washing its face. As you are running back into the city, what are you doing?
Zoaz is wringing his hands, looking side to side, checking. I mean, he's not checking under every rock, but if he was out in the desert, he might be. Sees a cat, thinks about asking the cat, but remembers that Makayla is not with them. Keeps walking. Oh God, where is it?
Makayla. Oh, there she is. We're near the cafe, right?
You are near a cafe-looking building. You can look up at the sign that says Bingo Bean. And there is
Bingo
a
Bean.
cat outside sitting on a barrel.
And just to confirm, Pastiche and Xalia aren't in this scene, right?
Pastiche is not in this scene. You look back, and Xalia is not there. There is no sign of her.
Okay. Twig will look to Zoaz and like shrug his shoulders and say, well, any ideas where we could go next?
Zoaz sort of gives an exasperated sigh. I don't know. Maybe... Gosh, I should have asked Korokon to retrace his steps, but...
I'm not certain he could even remember if you did ask.
Zoaz puts his hands on his temples and just sort of scrunches his scaly eyebrows, or I guess what would be in place of his eyebrows. Says, yeah, I suppose so. The guards said they would ask around, and I'm inclined to believe that they were speaking the truth, but...
But it would be best not to wait on them.
I agree. Zoaz looks around and notes that Xalia is gone, and just, oh, and we lost Xalia. He'll be fine, but I'd have preferred an extra set of eyes, or 6 or
Couple
10.
extra sets, yeah.
Yeah. And Zoaz will continue walking, looking side to side as he goes.
After a moment, there are words suddenly inserted into your head, both of you. This brief violation of your mind is somewhat forceful. You involuntarily take a step back or slow your progression. The message itself is polite, however, and it is just, she will be returned to you soon. Carry on. I wish you fortune.
Zoaz whips his head around looking for any source of noise. I'm going to roll, or any source of that intrusion. I'm going to take a look around with a perception roll, if that's okay.
Sure.
We're in a town.
There's the cafe. There's a door. There are many other buildings. You're standing on the stand zone. But you do find Chuman, who who now descends the steps, leaving this building. And you three are united.
I believe Chuman was with us was in the tavern when Zoaz came up and informed the group, correct? Or had he already left?
Mm-hmm.
You might ask him.
True. Zoaz was going to nervously run or walk up to Chuman, looking side to side as he goes. Ah, Chuman, it is good to see you.
Zoaz.
I apologize. Were you in the tavern when I informed the group of what's happening?
I believe I was not present at the time, or at least I was not paying attention. Is there something wrong?
Our cargo that Korokon was holding on to has gone missing. Twig and I are looking, and the guards have been notified, but I would sooner have it back than later.
You just see a exasperated face from Chuman. This is a joke, right?
I wish. That would be pretty funny, but no.
Alright. Well, have you found any clues of the cargo or anything to go off of?
Zoaz shakes his head.
Horicon said that he lost it, but he seemed a little drunk at the time. I suspect maybe someone had stolen it from him.
Okay. Well, it's most unfortunate. Well, then, I guess I'll tag along with you guys until we either find a clue or get some ideas. And that's definitely must need that cargo back. That's the reason why we all came together.
Indeed. It is fairly late out, correct?
Yes, it is getting into the early hours of the morning of the next day.
I suppose it's late. I suppose it would be best for us to rest up and look in the morning, but I don't know if I'll sleep very well.
Maybe we can ask around for anything that may have been stolen in the morning. Yeah,
We already
just
informed the guards, so I believe they'll be doing some of that, but it can't hurt to help.
Right. Oh, hired eyes would be very easy to overlook any details.
Right.
And what about the others? Is it just only you two?
Well, we had Xalia with us, but she'd disappeared on her own, as she is wont to do.
Can't say that is too unfamiliar, at least. Well, we should probably recoup with the rest, Pastiche and Makayla, and then try to see if we could find any clues in the morning.
Zoaz nods.
I think that might be for the best.
By the way, I know Makayla was quite inebriated when I left. Is she still at the tavern? Or have you been away from her since?
Zoaz looks to Twig, and then back to Chuman, and shrugs. We left her in the tavern. I would expect her to be there still.
Oh, I suppose it'd be good to at least pick her up along the way so that she could be back at the inn. So, shall we?
Zoaz nods. I guess.
Twig will nod as well.
And I guess Zoaz is going to start heading off back to the tavern.
Okay.
Dejected.
All right. As you three walk the streets back to the Uncle's Bluff, you just keep each other company, looking around. Zoaz keeping an eye out for your missing persons and such. And we come back to the Uncle's Bluff, the inn/tavern of Ituusk. Makayla has been drifting off into sleep and has successfully arrived there. Pastiche, you've been sitting here at the bar in the inn for some time, deep in thought. You've been aware of Makayla's descent, aware of Chuman's departure after a tiefling with a large room presence enters and exits. There's been faint guitar music playing at times. Other times is the hubbub of the lobby dawdlers, each having their own conversation throughout the evening. What are or were you up to? Or like, have you been people watching? Have you been giving the room any attention at all? Are you asleep? What have you been doing?
Bring us
up to the present. Bring us up to the present.
There'd be probably a lot of people watching. At least a quarter of that would be Makayla watching. Just, making sure everything's A-okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's not, but we're chilling,
What are the people in this bar up to?
Okay, well, slide me some perception.
Sure.
A 14. Okay, so you spy the person with the guitar. They're just kind of strumming along. There's not really any kind of like rhyme or sense to it. It's just something that vaguely sounds like a pleasing tune, similar to what you're hearing now, meta. There's some conversations between a couple dwarves. There's some conversation between like an elf and a tiger person. Just rumors going around. You do, with the 14, you do manage to pick up some kind of like rough and tumble looking folks that look like they go out and like explore for a job. You can hear them talking about being denied entrance to the new ruins that showed up near Luxnox. Something about the merchant queen there is kind of walled it off for safety purposes. They're pretty miffed about it because they want to go. Danger is part of part of the job description anyway. And let's see. You see Korikon walk in, and he goes downstairs. He doesn't notice you.
Okay.
Like he's got his box with him, and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Roll me one more perception check.
Okay.
For later on the night, as your attention shifts around, you order another drink, that kind of stuff. A 15. All right, even better. You see. Let's see. Would you have moved from the bar from your position?
I think noticing Korikon head downstairs, I would probably shift to a different spot where I could see if he came back up.
Okay.
But not necessarily like follow him.
Okay. So something like, yeah, we'll just put you over to like another table or something.
Sure.
Yeah. So like, see that, then shift to another table, and then the next thing you see is you see Nazev Monaco come in. He walks up to the bar and makes an order. And let's see, with a 15, you'll actually be able to hear that the bartender asks him a question. And like, you don't hear what his original order was, but the bartender asks him a question, and you do hear that he would prefer like the would prefer to have a bluff, and then he is delivered a drink. He also does not seem to notice you, and then he goes downstairs to where the rest of the to where the rooms are, and let's see. Maybe 15 minutes later, Feather walks in. What do you do?
Oh boy.
What a question.
Now it would be even quicker that, like, but between five, a short while later,
Okay.
a quick moment later, Feather walks in. What do you do?
Make eye contact.
Are you getting her? Are you trying to like flag her down?
No. I'm just going to stare her down.
Okay. Well, she's gonna find out. She's gonna see if you're being weird. Alright. Yeah. She walks.
You're being weird.
She walks in, and then she sees you staring at her, and like she stops for a moment, then maintains eye contact with you for like 5 seconds, and then and then rolls and
going
then
to spin around in their seat, just to make it very clear that they're staring directly at her.
okay. After this, she rolls her eyes and shakes her head, and and just goes straight downstairs.
All right. There is information in Pastiche's head.
Maybe an hour later, you see Korikon walk in. He goes downstairs too.
Wait,
Wait, yeah, wasn't Korikon
Wasn't he there first?
already downstairs?
That's a good question, isn't it?
Oh. Oh.
Alright, I believe in you.
I think Pastiche is gonna follow him.
Okay. You go downstairs. It's just like a quick little flight of steps, and you go in, and then the way this inn is arranged is you are going down, and the way the stairs would go would be say the stairs are oops, let me get my drawy tool here. Like say the stairs are like this way. They go down like kind of immediately, like they go into the ground, and then they immediately turn right as you go in. So it's kind of like it snakes back into the foundation of the Uncle's Bluff, and it's kind of like 2-story in that way, but it's down instead of up.
Okay.
So you go down, and you're immediately met by this this hard 90-degree angle to the right. And you peer down, you can see where rooms have been constructed and ostensibly occupied, but you do not see anyone in this hallway.
Huh. Pastiche is gonna slink down the hallway and start putting their ear up to some doors.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Let's just going down the doors.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. First one, 16. don't hear anything on this
Okay.
door. There's like 9 doors on just this side.
Oof.
You notice as you take in your task at hand.
Let's kind of briskly pace up and down the hall and just see if we notice any particularly noisy rooms.
Okay. We'll keep your 16. And let's see here. Would there be any noise? Yeah, there is some noise. And at the point that you are in the conversation, it sounds like an argument. There is a feminine voice just being raised that it kind of like muffles into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
You can ascertain which door it is. Pastiche is a smart individual. You can ascertain which door it is and put your ear to it if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. You can hear a voice, feminine voice, and it is a male voice. It's difficult to like hear all of the conversation, or like any specific things about like any things, traits. I mean, any specific traits about the voice. But you're only able to catch the conversation. Just something about the acoustics of the room.
Right.
And the conversation is leads with the feminine voice. It's, come on, let me do them. Let me do all of them. And then the male voice is, you don't know them. You don't kill people you don't know. They may be valuable members of society. Besides, why are you so feisty? And then the feminine voice comes in. Saw them down there in the Gullet of Baskar. They're gonna get in our way. And then I hear the male voice. Correction, they might get in your way. There's nothing left that can interfere with me. We're ahead of the research game, and you hear like a banging sound, like a forceful like pound, and the feminine voice, very clear now, that overcomes it is you ascertain that it is reminiscent of feathers. Because she's yelling at this point. Like there's a domestic squabble, obviously. And so she's yelling, "They're gonna screw us up, Professor!" And then the male voice comes in, "Temper! Now that's quite enough, Aelins. I know this extra credit this semester is causing a lot of stress for you. I'm not convinced. These people you've met are obstacles worth spending time on. If you think otherwise, apply the scientific theory and start gathering evidence." And then you hear like a frustrated groan / sigh, and then some mumbling. And then the conversation quiets down at that point.
Okay. Okay, Pastiche is going to kind of just take a moment to collect themselves and then try to remember what they came down here for. Look around for a moment. Notice there's still no Khorzaire in sight. And then create a minor illusion. Kind of swirl their finger around the air. And suddenly, the sound of Zoaz's voice, we'll say, at a pretty decently loud volume. Korikon, where have you gotten yourself off to now?
I'm gonna roll some dice.
While that's happening. Hello, Erys.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello.
Let's
I am
see.
back. I got
Welcome
to be vaguely social.
Nice.
Sorry.
Dang, they let you off with good behavior?
They did.
Alright. Let's see. Oh, here, I can't find the thing. I'm just gonna roll a
I'm
physical
gonna
die.
try to rejoin because you're all roboting very hard.
Okay.
Aw. Test.
Okay.
Nope. So whatever. It's fine. You're parsable.
Okay.
What is... okay. Alright. So Pastiche, you do this thing. There's the permeation of Zoaz's voice. And wait a moment. Wait another moment. There's no response, so nothing happens.
Okay, so just to make sure I have the picture straight, this is a single hallway with a bunch of doors along, like, each of the side walls?
Correct.
And does it just come to a dead end?
No, it goes to another section.
Oh. Ooh. Let's check out the other section.
Okay. As you move to the next section, you just make another right angle turn.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, it basically follows the same shape just underneath. As you are rounding the corner, a door opens back in the hallway that you just exited. Like, you can hear it open because doors are easily audible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep going? Sorry, that's a silly question. What do you do?
We're going to try to look back as inconspicuously as we can.
Okay. From the nondescript door, who exits but Nazev Monaco?
Okay.
And you can see him kind of messing with the cuffs of his shirt. Just adjusts buttons one. And he goes upstairs.
Alright. We're gonna turn back around and keep going.
Okay. You're going down the hallway?
Yep.
Okay. You are now in the rest of the hallway. It's very similar to the first hallway. Just wooden construction. You can see that it's using stone for the flooring,
Mm-hmm.
and then above and the walls are, typical hotel construction. Wood,
Yeah.
wall.
I think we're gonna repeat the process from the last hallway. Walk
Okay.
up and down, see what we can hear.
Okay. Give
If
me
nothing
a-
catches Pastiche's attention, then they're going to repeat the illusion.
Okay. Give me a perception check, 'cause we're in a different hallway now.
Sure.
All right. So you put your ears to the door. Most of them are silent. And then you do hear a conversation on one door, and just kind of like putting the side of your head to it.
Mhm.
The feel of the door is slightly cooling on your scales, and
How nice.
yeah, and as you relax and listen into the conversation, you can hear what is being described as a pyramid scheme. You see, if you first buy in, it requires a buy-in, right? You know, money spent is money gained. So, and then you get more people underneath you, and they start selling, and then they get more people underneath them, and they start selling. The more money you make, it all flows back up to you. You know.
Uh-huh.
And you hear another voice. I don't know. And the other voice comes back. All right, look. If you just watch this presentation here, I'll throw up a PowerPoint.
Wait, Microsoft exists in this world?
Something called PowerPoint exists in this
It's actually
world.
it's a first level spell that illusionists get.
Oh, PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Point of power.
Schmexwick's PowerPoint.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
You can learn it if you want it.
I think Pastiche is going to stop listening to this conversation.
All right. And then you do the minor illusion with Zoaz, right?
Yep.
Okay, with Zoaz calling out.
Oh, Korikon.
Quickly, you get a response.
Why are you so right with that intonation?
Quickly, you get a response. Someone opens the door. It's just this kind of like haggard, scruffy-looking young man with just bed hair going everywhere. They look down the hall, look down at the hall, look at you. Hey, keep it down. Then they go. Then they run
What's
back
their
in and slam
phone?
the door.
And responds at the same volume. My apologies. Waits around for another moment. If there are no other responses, they're going to continue down this hall.
Okay. As Pastiche navigates the Uncle's Bluff. I think at this time the trio arrive and enter.
Perfect.
Let's see here. You arrive just in time to see Zoaz, the person you talked to earlier in the day. The handsome gentleman with the kind of like suit coat and like unbuttoned or half unbuttoned shirt.
The elf?
No, let me
There's a note. Oh, no.
Oh, the bartender?
this guy.
Oh.
You arrive just in time to see him turn around with a drink, and we'll go downstairs.
Wait.
You see Makayla seated down there next to the fire pit with a... She's clearly unconscious, but she's got this small smile on her face. But you do not... Oh yeah, Pastiche is also not here.
Okay.
And you see her, and you see, like, there's just some few stragglers. There's maybe, like, 2 people in the lobby. And, of course, there's the attendant/bartender.
Okay. I suppose Zoaz would walk to the bartender and ask how much it is for a room.
Huh? A room, you say? Well, it is only 1 silver, my good friend.
Zoaz nods, and we'll pay him 1 silver.
All right. You now own a room at the Uncle's Bluff for one night.
And Zoaz will ask, and the rooms are downstairs, yes?
That is true. You can just go hang out right.
Thank you kindly. And Zoaz will skirt around Makayla, make sure she's doing okay, see the smile, nod knowingly, and then walk down towards the stairs.
Okay. The other two?
Twig is also gonna just check in on Makayla real quick. Does it seem like she's sleeping now? Does it seem like she can be like awoken, or is she out for good?
Make an insight check.
Insights.
She could be.
Oh no. Twig will decide to leave her be, but he's gonna write out like a quick message on a page from his notebook, just saying that they have a room downstairs, and he'll like slip it under her arm, and he'll follow Zoaz.
Okie
I think
dokie.
with that, Chuman will follow suit as well.
All right. Let's see. The room that you would be given would be in such a manner that very coincidentally you find Pastiche wandering the halls.
Ah, Pastiche. Good to see you.
Greetings. I was It's convenient that you would show up now. I believe Khorzaire is here.
Ah, that is good indeed. But in the morning we shall ask him if he remembers anything about where he was when he realized he had lost the when he had lost it.
Well, wait. He lost it?
Yes. I had thought. Yes, he lost our. Zoaz looks side to side and realizes that they're in the middle of the hallway and says, one moment, you should probably. Nah, I mean, prying ears, you understand.
Yes, of course.
And Zoaz will take the now party of 4 over to the room.
Okay. Your in-room is rather nice, actually. You walk in, there's a closet immediately to your right. There's a short... Sorry, there's a tall table that you can set things on that kind of functions as a mantle. There's a tall chair that rises up to meet it. And then there is a short, long desk against the wall. There are 2 king-size beds, a bathroom, another round table with 2 chairs on it, or sorry, next to it. Stone floor.
Zoaz will set down his things and say, Pastiche, unfortunately, Khorzaire has misplaced our cargo.
Well, that's unfortunate, but in other news, Khorzaire is also here.
Yes, you said that.
Well, you see, the thing is, Khorzaire is here, but shortly after he arrived, Khorzaire arrived.
Pastiche, how many drinks have you had?
Maybe 1, 2, but I assure you, I am sound of mind. There are 2 Khorzaires here.
I see.
when you
Hey.
arrived, I was perusing the halls, calling out his name, and I did not get any response.
Hmm.
From either Korokons. Or did you at least have a response from one of them?
Well, there was one response, but it was not from Korokon.
Who is it from?
Beats me. A disgruntled guest.
Oh.
Did both of the Korokons come at the same time, or
No, there was, I'd say at least an hour between them.
was there anyone else coming with But I guess I shouldn't single them out. Either Korokon.
With Korokon? No, but, Feather is here. Pastiche will say, with a bit of a smile,
Feather is here? That Feather?
yes, our old friend.
Zoaz lets out a groan. I am going to go ask the barkeep and mention that he is my charge as a shepherd, and well, I doubt I'll get any straight answer, but it's the only idea I have. Where our friend Korokon is, what room.
There could be another option. If this is anything like that person we saw in Baskar impersonating Yai, we could try using the horn to call the real Korokon.
Ah, that is a great idea.
But there's no guarantee that either of them are real, or that he'll come running just because he hears a horn. Could be worth a shot, though.
I suppose hearing a horn would make someone at least take a look outside their room, wouldn't it?
Well, it's not as if we have anything else to go off of.
We can give it a shot. Keep our eyes. We can each look down a hallway and see if we spot anyone.
Alright.
Does
Everyone
that sound? Is that okay with everyone, or do we have any objections?
Sounds like a plan.
No
Okay.
objections?
So Zoaz is going to position himself to look down the hallway from the stairs, like into the, hallway down to, the corner.
Twig will just try to stay so that he's not too far from any one particular room. And he's gonna take out his horn.
Yeah, because it's like the stairs and then a sharp turn, right? And then there's another sort of section of rooms.
Right. It is kind of like going in a spiral. Sorry, not in a spiral, just going in a circle, but going in a square.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Then Pastiche is going to slink down to like the second turn and just kind of try to keep an eye down both halls there.
Okay. And you give the horn of silent alarm a good old blow, huh?
Mm-hmm. Thinking of Korokon.
Okay.
Did either of you see anything?
Zoaz has not seen anything, I assume.
And Chuman shakes his head.
Let me.
The shot. Oh,
Let me check something real quick.
Sure.
One moment. You guys can, while I'm checking something, you guys can, like, do something.
Yeah.
hear a voice off in the distance.
Music starts playing.
Pastiche stands hugging this corner, eyes darting back and forth down each hallway without a hint of subtlety.
Chuman is lazily looking. The tired being up all day is starting to get to him.
Zoaz would probably be fiddling with his necklace. Maybe not like intentionally, but absent-mindedly.
Room's had a disco going on. Caramel dancing in like the very back of the corner.
And we'll just keep this moving. Okay. So you blow the horn. Nobody hears anything. You wait a few moments, you look around. Twig, you're holding the horn there, looking around, seeing if there's any response to your blaring. And nothing happens really. You look down the hallways are silent and empty.
Zoaz sighs and
Worth a
walks
shot.
to reconvene with the others. Nothing, eh?
Twig shakes his head.
Not at all.
You were gonna let the bartender know?
Well, it's not normally good practice to tell people you don't know the location of customers that they're asking specifically about, but I figure it's worth a shot. And Zoaz will walk up to the tavern to go ask the bartender.
Boop, boop. You can see him there cleaning a glass. A little hand towel. See you walk up. Oh, hello.
Hello, hello.
What
You would not. You would not happen to have sold a room to one Aldani merchant. You see, he is my charge. I am a Moonlight Shepherd. And well, it is important that I know where he is.
Make a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, usually we cannot give this information about our clients. Naturally.
I understand.
Can you prove your claim?
What, that I am a Moonlight Shepherd?
And that you have... And also that you have a... some sort of tie to this individual? I just want to ensure that this is Bene. I am not your normal girl, you see.
Oh, of course, of course. Zoaz will tap his staff twice on the ground and say, Selene be my witness, and a sort of circle, a shimmery circle will expand around him, enveloping the bartender and himself, and we'll say, I trust you can understand what this field does.
No? What have you done?
I have cast a spell that will enforce the truth. I will be able to know. Well, excuse me. You cannot speak a deliberate lie while you are within this area, and you can try it yourself.
He holds up a pen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a blue pen, and then he just writes a little bit. Blue. Okay. This pen, the color of this pen is red. The color of this pen is gives you a little squint. The color of this pen is red. What have you done to me?
It's Zoaz puts up both hands. His staff sort of clatters against the shelf of the bar, and says, it will fade soon enough. I promise. I have not done anything that will impede you for much longer than I require. But I will try myself. The color of that pen is as you see. But Selene is my witness, I promise. I am a Moonlight Shepherd, and Korokon, that merchant friend of mine, is my charge.
You can see that the bartender is actually kind of frustrated about this, and they're still they're focusing on this pen. They're not even paying attention to you anymore. And before finally they just blurt out and hold the pen high. The color of the pen that the color of the pen that I hold in my hand is royal blue. He throws the pen. Kelly, you're jarred awake from the noise.
Zoaz is wincing. He's not looking, but I am sure he is aware of the entire tavern's attention focused on the two of us.
Why did you do this again?
To prove that I was speaking the truth about the the person I was escorting that I wish to know the location of. And I
Alright.
can say now that I as well have only pure intentions.
This is a... I do not like this trick. I do not like this flesh. But you have made your points. Tell me about this person.
An Aldani merchant by the name of Korokon perhaps was holding a box. They may have seemed nervous or upset when they came in.
Well, suppose I cannot tell you anything else.
Oh,
Yes.
and will snap his fingers and dispel the zone of truth and say, and in case you do not wish to answer or cannot, I will make it so that you are not obligated.
Well,
As a show of good faith.
I understand. This is nice. I can say what I like now. Yes, there is an individual by your description, an Aldani. I did not seem nervous or otherwise, though. I merely pay for a room, and you get the room just like anyone else.
And
I can tell you that he is here.
not which room he resides in.
Gives you kind of like a flat stare. Make a persuasion check. I suppose. He is in room 22. It's,
I thank
it's
you.
down the hall to the right and then down the hall again.
May Selene's blessings be upon you. And Zoaz will grab his staff and begin to walk down to the rooms.
Alright. Creak, 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 creak. You go down the wooden steps.
He is in room 22, as Zoaz will say to the group.
Pastiche will kind of squint and then follow behind you.
Okay.
By the way, Pastiche, Twig will lower his voice a bit. Did you catch which room Feather was in?
Let's see.
Make it up.
Yes, I believe it was room 7. I heard quite a clear conversation from her. Presumably with her roommate.
Twig will just nod.
Okay. You arrive at room 22. The door's closed. There's this kind of like fake gold number 22 on the door there. It's a red door.
Zoaz looks to see that everyone is behind him, and when they are, Zoaz will give 2 raps on the door. Knock, knock.
All right. There's a moment. Just a moment. And the door opens, and there he is, the Aldani merchant, Korokon, with all of his grandeur of his deep ocean blue shell, clacking mandibles. Zoaz, what can I do for you? It's late. Come on in. Come on in. Get out of this drafty doorway, hallway.
Pastiche is going to cut in before Zoaz has a chance to respond.
Korrikan, how many times have you entered this establishment today?
Korrikan's head turns to face you. There's like a look of confusion on the crustacean. What? Huh? I didn't really count myself. One, I went to look at the undermarket. Then 2 for lunch. 3 times, Pastiche.
And when was your last time, exactly?
A little bit ago, when I came down here for some rest. Figure we have a big day tomorrow if we're going to be crossing the gorge.
And before that, you said lunch?
That's right. When the sun had reached its zenith. Shortly after we arrived, even though we got here in the late afternoon. As the DM is remembering. Shortly after we arrived, maybe an hour or 2.
I believe there's another Korrikan in this establishment.
I'll fight him.
My goodness.
Oh. Well, if it comes to that...
There's only room for one Korrikan here. And you see him like hold up a pack of cards.
Oh. Well, it sounds like we have nothing to worry about.
Korrikan, I'm sorry, but I noticed something. I don't believe we'll be leaving tomorrow.
Why wouldn't we?
Twig will cut in and say, Makayla might need some extra time to rest. Are you prepared to take off as soon as we're ready, though?
You see Makayla like hobbling on her staff, like desperately, barely moving to the
Twig will, like,
whatever room is in this hallway that's ours, I guess.
Twig, as you mentioned, yeah, you can see Korrikan look past you, just Makayla slowly walking past. I see. Yes, I am ready to go at a moment's notice.
Twig will nod and say, well, good. Not forgetting anything?
No, not at all.
Perfect.
Then we shall see you in the morning to consider our options about crossing the broken bridge. That was to Korrikan, by the way.
Oh, okay. Aye, that's right, Chuman. We'll consider our options on the morrow. It should be as simple as a walk in the park, so to speak. The way your group handles itself.
And Zoaz, I believe we should all go ahead and get some rest. We've been up for quite a while today.
Zoaz looks back and forth at Chuman, Korrikan, and Twig, just like, wait, I suppose so. We'll see you in the morning, Korrikan. I'm sorry to have disturbed you.
Oh, don't worry, Zoaz. Someone else made some kind of crazy racket that woke me up from my slumber earlier. I was so confused, it's like every horn in the world suddenly sounded at once.
Wait,
Is everything alright out here? Did you see who was making this? It sounded like a parade was walking outside my room.
It, must have been your imagination.
You sure it wasn't part of a dream?
Make a deception check. One of you.
Well, Zoaz was the one that said it, so.
You're acting kind of suspicious.
No, we're
Trying to be
Yeah.
fussy.
Zoaz is the imposter.
Gaslit,
It
get
turns out the
Castro
second
box.
Korrigan is Zoaz the whole time!
Oh my goodness.
You can see Korrigan kind of like clack his mandibles. Must have been a weird dream. See you in the morning then.
Zoaz steps back and, sort of half closes the door.
Twig is deep in thought.
I suppose we should take Makayla to our room so that she can have a real bed to sleep in. And Zoaz will head to room 15 because that's where I've decided our room is.
Okay.
Oh.
You find Makayla already there, passed out. On whatever surface is available.
Yeah. The door gently closes and Korrigan retires to his room, and then you find Makayla already donezo. There's a Batman cut. Pastiche.
Pastiche is just gonna stand outside of room 22 for a while, trying to process things.
Oh, right on.
But
So good.
if you heard the horn, but we can't leave in the morning. But Pastiche is going to make one more minor illusion. It's going to be another sound. And this time it's going to be Korrigan screaming at the top of his lungs.
See?
Okay.
Bailey is so proud of you.
Can the party hear this?
Absolutely.
I hope the whole floor can hear it.
Zoaz bursts out of room 15,
Alongside
Twig?
many other patrons.
stumbling over himself.
Korrigan opens the door quickly and feverishly, and there's Pastiche just standing there. There are probably like 9 heads or bodies, like poking out or like entering the hallway, trying to see what the fuss is.
Pastiche is going to very quickly survey the area in search of another Korrigan,
Okay.
ignoring the Korrigan who just came through the door.
Okay. Make a perception check. Okay. You see elves, dwarves, a minotaur. You see a satyr. You see a red tiefling. You see let's see, a couple humans. The only Aldani you see is the crustacean merchant in front of you.
Alright. Pastiche is going to start walking back to room 15
Make a dexterity save.
as if they had nothing to do. Oh.
Oh,
Come on. No. No. No.
you
I'm
take-
using my inspiration.
Almost landed the 20.
You, out of the peripheral vision, you see a desk drawer hurtling towards you, and- followed by an irate shout from one of the patrons, and you quickly duck down, and it whizzes over your head, very narrowly avoiding getting clocked. Keep it down, dude. Where are the tubes back here?
It wasn't me.
Slam.
Pastiche is going to hurry back to room 15.
Make another dexterity save.
Alright.
did scream the entire way.
Now we're talking.
Okay. You see, while you're running, or while you're making your way quickly, like past these other patrons, someone just like tries to kick your foot into your other foot. You stumble a bit, but you manage to stay upright, and you just continue hurrying along without pratfalling. That person also goes back into their room. And you have rejoined your party. Safe and sound.
Korokon, okay? What happened?
Oh, right. Zoaz did come out barging. Sorry.
Yeah, Zoaz stumbled out. I assume saw a drawer and kicks thrown,
Sure.
and just sees Pastiche walk into the room.
Oh, yeah?
Stumble.
Okay. What was that? You?
Well, not exactly, but yes, a simple ruse. You know, to attempt to draw out the other Korokon.
And the entire tavern, I see, as well.
Well, our friend's safety is worth interrupting some nights of sleep, yes?
Yes.
Speaking of our friend, what did you make of him?
Well, I didn't see him order any drinks. Either he is more delirious than I originally thought, or that isn't our Korokon.
I was
But
thinking of the same.
But he heard the horn. Or he says he did, at least.
I cannot explain that one.
Maybe this thing is broken.
However, the most important is that he does not, or rather, this Korokon does not remember losing the package.
That
Was pretty
seems to
drunk.
be the case.
I get the feeling that either that I may have been duped by someone pretending to be Korokon. I don't think that our Korokon, and you say the horn should only have alerted our Korokon, right?
Nods.
I don't believe Korokon would have forgotten so soon.
So maybe the fake Korokon is the one who claimed to lose the package?
Perhaps.
But then where would it be now?
With our Korokon, I would assume.
But for what purpose?
Keep us here longer, maybe?
You mentioned there was feather around, correct?
Certainly, but I assure you, she doesn't want us here any longer.
This is most puzzling indeed. Is there someone that is after the package as well? If they're trying to keep us here.
Would they have a reason to turn us against Korrikan?
Sorry, say it one more time?
Would they have a reason to turn us against Korrikan?
Zoaz just shakes his head. I have no idea.
Well, I suppose in the morning we assure Korrikan does have his package. Yes?
Indeed.
I think that would be the easiest way.
I suppose that doesn't really change the immediate plan much. You're going to rest until the morning before looking more anyway. But...
Either way, we can't cross the bridge. And
that's true.
Well, assuming Xalia comes back, that isn't exactly true.
Deep in the depths of your mind, you hear a gurgling.
you care to elaborate?
She and I did some experimentation, and she may have a spell that could help us across. It should be safer than the catapult, I think.
Well, we'll see.
Safer.
At any rate. For now, I suppose we should rest.
Pastiche rubs their chin a bit, kind of lowers themselves to get closer to Twig.
What kind of spell is this?
Well, it made me grow wings, and I was able to fly. So maybe we could use it on the raptors to help us across the bridge.
Well, that would be incredible.
Wasn't
Zoaz is putting his stuff down and is going to, without turning around, say, "Well, you know, she is an accomplished illusionist. Are you sure those wings were real?"
Oh yes, I tested.
I see. Well, that would certainly be more ideal. I believe in Selene's guidance, but I don't believe she would have me step into a catapult and get launched across.
But you would do it if it comes to that, yes?
I
For
believe I
Selene?
would. I believe I would sooner clear the gorge of obstructions for the repairs and wait than be launched across the gorge in a trebuchet.
I understand.
I am a devout follower, but
We all have our limits.
I
It's okay, Zoaz.
we all have common sense is more what I was going to say, but I suppose limits is another way to word it. Zoaz is going to take one of the sheets from the bed and lay it across Makayla. and then he's going to sit on the edge of the bed and say, well, I'm going to try to get some rest now. With any luck, this situation will not be as hard as difficult as it is being made out to be.
Well, worst case scenario, we do have all of our fish in one basket, as they say.
Does that saying does that saying exist in Khorzaire? Is that a thing?
Why not?
Because it's a big desert continent?
So,
It's up to Pastiche.
of course it exists.
Okay.
And if it doesn't, Pastiche got it from somewhere. You don't know where they've been.
I'm going with... Zoaz has not heard that saying before. You don't have any fish, nor a basket to hold them in, but I suspect that is not exactly... You don't mean that literally. At any rate, good night all. I'm going to attempt to rest now, and Zoaz will turn over.
Okay. What's the plan, everybody else?
I think as people are getting settled, Pastiche is going to step out of the door and do kind of one more lap around the halls.
Okay.
Not looking for anything in particular, just seeing if anything's up.
Okay. Roll me a flat d20.
Alright.
Okay. Let's see here. You see you see an individual dressed like one of the guards of Ituusk, with the orange wraps, loose clothing that they wear outside. You see one of those descend the stairs as you're kind of at the stairs that go back up to the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
You see one of them descend, and then they start to turn to the left, but then they stop and then turn around and then see you, and then they just kind of stand there for a moment. What do you do?
Wave without really saying anything, and carry on if they don't try to stop me.
Yeah. You are not detained. But they give you like a little awkward, like they have to try twice to put their hand up, and they give a little wave. And then when you turn the corner, you hear a little creak, like a wood creak, like the stairs have been producing all night.
Hmm. Did it come from the direction of the stairs?
Yes, it came from the direction of that person.
Okay. I guess we'll turn back and try to get a look at where they're headed.
Okay.
Whether it is back upstairs or...
Alright, would you like to roll a survival check, please? Okay. So you hear the creak, and then you hurry back and just try to ascertain where they are, where they went, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
They're not there. You don't see them. They're like
Okay.
you run up the stairs real quick and take a quick survey around the lobby. You don't see any Tratos guards at all, and they're certainly not where you are.
Huh. Is there anyone conscious in the lobby?
No,
Okay.
lobby's empty today or tonight at this time. It's pushing like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Figured. Well, we'll do our best to put that in the back of our minds and carry on.
Alrighty. It's Pastiche, you make your way back to the room. Slip in quietly. What have Twig and Chuman been doing if they did not go directly to sleep?
It sounds like Chuman did go to sleep
Mhm.
because Rai had to step away.
Oh, yeah. It certainly sounds like Chuman has gone to sleep.
For sure.
Okay.
Do you have to sleep during a short rest?
You have to
No, not
rest.
necessarily. Yeah.
No, you just have to chill. No strenuous activity.
I think Twig might do that for the night, just to keep watch on, like, the room.
Okay. So you're just gonna stay away, keep a watch on the room, make sure nothing weird happens, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can spend the night doing any activity that you choose. Roll me a perception check then. Okay. Pastiche, you walk in, you see Twig still awake, and you bed down for the night. Twig, you'll stay up, just walking around the room, sit in the chair, recline in the chair a bit. You hear some people shuffle around the hall. Maybe some, like, creaky wheels, creaky wood. Nobody knocks on your door. Nothing else really happens. What are you doing during your short rest?
What's up?
What are you doing during your short rest?
He's mostly just reading through his notebook, adding a couple notes of like what happened through the day. Maybe just like taking a quick look at his rows once in a while.
Okay.
That's it.
Just reviewing the day's events. Take a long look at the rows, and yeah, you can do a short rest. You're staying awake until the sun rises.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give you you can take a short rest. Mark yourself a point of exhaustion. The other 4 can do a long rest. Xalia, I see and hear that you have joined us at the table. Are you available to play, or are you just looking?
Yeah, I've been home for like the last hour or so.
Okay, just making sure. Didn't wanted to keep that going, but
You're fine.
all right. So what we left off with is the gnome with these massive mutton chop sideburns tugs on your cloak, Xalia, and you swing an eye around.
Right.
And in your, like, push towards your stomach and then into your hands is just a small little, looks kind of like a hat box, little small box, rectangle, and an apology is given, and the gnome toddles off, and I had Xalia just kind of like run after them.
Yep,
'Cause that makes
that
sense.
would be what. Yeah, that's what she would do. She would probably be like flabbergasted for like a solid 2 seconds, and then just immediately start running.
Okay. So you catch up to the gnomes. It's not like they're trying to avoid you. they so the gnome, he hears you and turns around and just kind of like cracks a wry smile. Yeah. Hey.
I mean, she's a little bit bug-eyed, and not in the metaphorical sense for once. Maybe the literal sense too.
Yeah.
Just gonna kneel down and head tilt, completely wide-eyed.
All right. The gnome. Let's see here. Let me switch to a. Let's see here. Switch to a different track. Something softer. All right. The gnome. When you kneel down and tilt your head, the let's see here. Gnome gives a little smile and takes a hand and kind of like waves it in front of their face, and quickly shifts to an elven appearance, and then waves it back, and shifts to a bronze dragonborn appearance.
They're just gonna straight up give him a hug.
And then goes back to the gnome. Yeah. Yeah, it's me. They'll, like, you can feel the arms just kind of like hesitate and then just wrap around you and give you in return the hug.
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of hold it.
Haven't seen you in a while. What? I've been so busy. I'm always busy, doing this thing, and of course, seeing who's up to helping out the goddess of luck. But what are you doing here? What?
She's gonna kind of just untangle herself, sit down on the fucking floor next to the gnome, and just kind of shrug. Kind of minor illusion what it was like for a while, just kind of empty room, dull, money running out, bored.
No bucks, huh? Yeah, he always was stingy.
He's gonna kind of give a very, very dry laugh at that.
Well,
Yeah.
This is certainly a stroke of luck that we ran into each other here. I was ready to skip out, but I heard something from one of the guards talking. They're real chatterboxes here, and realized that I had been mistaken, and that what I'm looking for is actually here. So I stuck around a bit, and I guess that was Tamora smiling down on me, on us. Because here you are.
Xalia will give no furrow smile, and then just kind of head tilt. Try to illusion just kind of a minor illusion, little stick figure searching around for futzing around for a question mark.
Well, I mentioned I'm busy all the time, yeah? So, do you It's been a few years. Do you remember what I was doing over there in that old city?
Xalia will minor illusion.
Brave Bank, was it?
She'll not. She'll kind of visibly be like running her gears and minor illusions. Something about like it's gonna be two people just standing over a book, just kind of magicking at items. Question marks with the head tilt.
Well, I was looking. Heck, I asked your group to go check out Elite. I was looking for a necromancer spellbook. I remember I asked you to go hit up that banshee.
Xalia will kind of come to attention.
Real pointy creature, a banshee. I was fearful that something bad would happen up there, but you're smart. Your companions at the time seemed real stout as well, so glad. And then he brought back that information that it was traded, sold, whatever. That book made its way here to Khorzaire. And there's something of a black market here in Ituusk. I found out that it got sold again and ended up in the auction for in 10 Euro. Well, all those all that money that I've been endowed with from the noble house and some panhandling around in Brave Bank. That aloe fella really contributed.
Maybe the head tilt with that name.
I was able to buy it. It's real important. It's got some real fancy spells in it. There's some weird stuff too, like how to raise skeletons. I don't know who would do that, but here, let me show you what I'm working on. Let me show you my research.
Okay. Xalia will stand up excitedly. Well, not stand up, just kind of look over, move over.
The gnome actually leads you away from the alley that you're in.
Okay.
Gnome kind of like toddles, moves double time to because of the small stature to your stride, and leads you over to the oasis.
Xalia would actually literally make her legs shorter to match pace.
All right, and then noticing this, you make your legs shorter and you match pace, just walking alongside this unnamed, unassuming rock gnome, and the gnome takes you to this kind of like park bench that has many parchments strewn over it, and they're being held down against the wind blowing or whatever by like rocks, other kinds of paperweights, and also a crimson bound book. It's a hefty book, and gnome brings you over there to them, to this little park bench thing. Here, let me give you a little bit of vision for this scene. Boop, boop, there you go. So the park bench right in front of the gnome and everybody. Everybody else. Oh, they can't see either. Whatever. Here, I'll give a light source.
I could see.
Whatever. Twilight Cleric. Quiet you. So the gnome brings you to this park bench that has all these parchments laid out. One of them appears to be a map, and with many dotted lines drawn over it. There's several X's, several squares and other shapes to designate that there's points of interest. There's chalk. Sorry, not chalk. There's charcoal rubbings of shapes that resemble swords or fire, and other things that harken back to your adventure in the mines of Bravebank. Many things that are reminiscent of the scenes that you saw right before the final encounter with Sig and Galway, and just all throughout the mine there. And the gnome kind of gestures to you, and gestures towards having a seat, and then also like hops up on the bench so that they're positioned over the parchment so they can point around.
Okay, they will take her seat.
Yeah. And the gnome will go about just pointing at many things as they speak, or as he speaks, and just explaining everything. So in this book are a few spells, but also a lot of information about raising dead and afterlife, that kind of thing. And the most important thing is not dying, that this book kind of details. There is a legend in the Ember Coast. Have you heard about it, Xalia? It's I imagine that with only books for company up in that I'll call it a hovel, but you and I both know that's not what it was. Up in that hovel, but that you had at least read about it. It's the legend of the Ember Knight.
They'll immediately nod.
Okay.
She'll minor illusion like a little big action figure version of him.
Well, that is a true story.
Right.
And there is a sword that the Ember Knight wielded called the Ember Blade. Real apt of a name, huh? So that sword is also detailed in this Crimson book here. And there's a prophecy, Xalia, that the God Emperor Wenceslas that once resided over this continent will return. It's written as if it's an inevitability, but you guys sure gave everybody a thrashing down there, so I think otherwise. Or at least it was delayed a little bit. Who knows?
Xalia will give an over-exaggerated smile.
The podium down there in the mines, there's a thing there's a workshop down there. That place is actually significant, more so than what you originally saw, I'm sure. It has a name. It's called the King's Feast. Something about where God Emperor Wenceslas would feast on innumerable souls and all that kind of thing to gain power. But a long time ago, the Ember Knight did battle there and slew the Wraith King there. So it makes sense that they were trying to resurrect him at that location. However, I told you that story to tell you this story. The Ember Blade is a powerful artifact. and I've pulled some connections and done some research, made a couple gambles. Tomorrow, bless up. That sword has made its way to Khorzaire, and it's somewhere here on this continent. And if Wenceslas is indeed somehow going to be resurrected, then that sword is important because of the prophecy here. And he taps the book. There's a little kind of dull thunk as the crimson leather-bound pages go against all the paper in there.
Right.
And listen, I weaseled my way into that man's house just to live life easy, you know? Yeah, a lot of money, and life was good, but I think somewhere along the way, might be when you came along, maybe I can't say that, you know, but I started wanting a little more. Instead of just being at the top of the food chain, some kind of noble, I think, as strong as I am, that I want to be a hero, and I can actually do something. Steal somebody else's glory. So, I guess this is all a long, roundabout way of saying, I'm after the Ember Blade, Xalia. That's why I'm here.
Xalia's gonna minor illusion a big golden crown and armor on them.
Yeah, just like this. And, in my opinion, with this sort of glory, with a, you know, some, with a literal god-slaying sword, you know, we could things might be a little easier for the kind of people we are. And, well, now that I know that you're alive, well, and traveling, well, I wouldn't mind giving you a share of the glory, too.
They'll give that one a smile.
See,
And just kind of nod.
there's quite a bit to the rest of this prophecy, actually. There's a number of cauldrons that need to be turned on. I don't know how many there are. I just know that there's a lot of them. And there's some other stuff too. I won't bore you with the details, but I'll just keep with the task at hand. And if you're interested, another time I can. I'm happy to go over it. But
Xalia will kind of push forward and give a head tilt.
So I've got it on good information. Did some underhanded things, but weasel my way around. Beneath Ituusk, beneath the basin where it's already kind of underground, you know? Oh man, every day this week I've praised Goddess Tamora that I was able to find this out. It was by chance. There is a resting place of sorts, and I've got it on good information that there's something down there, and that something might be what I'm after here. It might be that blade, or it's something that'll lead us to it.
They will put a minor illusion, a cauldron with a question mark in it.
Yeah, cauldron. I'm not sure it's what it says here in the book. In this book that I won from the auction here. Not sure how you turn on a cauldron. They're for stirring stuff and for mixing things.
They will kind of head tilt, nod, and clearly be thinking about that.
But the more I run around this continent, the more I see that this place is actually not so bad. There's a lot of images. There's a lot of fronts. There's a lot of things that you... Well, not you. There's a lot of one that one might take at face value, but if you look behind the curtain, there's a lot. This is the kind of place where people like us thrive. So I might stay here after all. Even past, of course, what I came here to achieve. But Xalia, I'm glad to see you. I've been putting it off. I'm so glad you're safe. And he'll reach in and give you like a squeezy hug.
Xalia will return it and kind of give him a head pat. Love you.
There's like an exhale, a smiling exhale. You can hear it in the breath. Hey, that's great to hear. I thought it might be weird to approach you after being so busy for so long. Love you too. Hey, does that brooch give you any use or anything, or has it?
He will smile and thumbs up.
That's good. So about this map, I've been able to figure out where all of the cauldrons are. They're here on these circles. There's one each. There's one in Zozo, and then there's one in Luxnox, and so on and so forth. Those are the closest ones to us right now. But I think now that I've divined where the Ember Blade is, I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon without it.
Xalia will nod.
There's more to it, but do you want to come with me to go get it, or do you have I don't mean to take you away from any other plans if you had any, but
Xalia will shake her head and then nod enthusiastically.
Hey, yatta girl. All right. So, some other cool, interesting things about the Ember Knight, and this little unassuming gnome continues going on over the evening, telling you tales about where he's been, all the people that they've encountered, goofy forms that they've come up with to get out of trouble.
Yeah. And in turn, Xalia will show off the things that she's gotten. She'll show off Foot Whisper. She'll show off her new fly spell. She'll show off the spear that she learned how to swim from.
In turn, all these things are exciting revelations for the gnome. And you can see this wide-eyed smile just stay on them the entire time. Their cheeks must be hurting because they've been smiling the entire time. And they tell you about the legend of the Ember Knight, where it was just this kind of lone squire that went and slew the God Emperor, and they actually give you some heretofore unknown information, or at least not chronicled information, where the Ember Knight actually did not work alone the entire time. The Ember Knight had a party of other individuals. In addition to the storm giant Sudfamir, there was also a master archer. There was something of a rascal type person, and there was also a dragon that helped them as well. But the only person left at the end was the Ember Knight. It's a tragic tale. They just tell you the story of what they learned. And let's see. So you mentioned that you didn't have a whole lot of money. Are you okay? Do you have money now? Do you need anything, or?
They will kind of sheepishly re-elude minor illusion her wings, but shrug and pull out, hey, I still have a little bit, like a few silver coins and whatnot.
I learned a magic trick here. Let me see this. And then the gnome puts his hand over yours and covers the silver coins. You hear like a clink, 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 and removes his hand, and in its place are instead of the silver coin. No, sorry. In addition to the silver coins, there are 4 platinum coins.
Xalia will kind of excitedly, kind of head tilt, move in, very clearly interested in this.
Don't spend it all in one place, but yeah, it's a thing I learned. When people are very convinced that you have something, you've got to be able to prove that you don't have it, and then they'll swipe. The gnome will swipe his hand across the platinum coins again, and then they disappear.
She will kind of go. She's ogling, she's oohing and awing at Xalia. Not literally, but. The gnome kind of rolls with it. And then reaches up to the side of your head. Oh, it's behind your ear. Does the typical thing. And then withdraws 5 platinum coins from behind your ear and just holds them in the crevices of their fingers. Of his fingers. And then just places them in your hand. You are 5 platinum richer. Alright. She will very gratefully accept this with thanks.
So I'm planning on doing this tomorrow. I'm kind of tired. It's very late right now, Xalia. But here, open your present. You haven't touched it. We.
Right. Xalia will remember that it exists. Pull it up and open it.
Yeah, you pop the lid on this hat box. Must be. And inside is the worst present ever to receive. Clothes.
Oh,
no. The clothes slightly shimmer, actually. Like it has like a white gloss that kind of goes over it as you open the box. You wait a moment, and there's like another shimmer in the opposite direction.
I mean, can I Arcana check to recognize what's going on here? Because I, as a player, think I recognize what's going on here.
You can do more than an Arcana check, but yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Actually, yeah, never mind. Sorry, not more than Arcana. A natural 20. Oh my god. Yeah, you take it out and you kind of like flap it. It's a piece of cloth. It looks like a shawl that you could drape around yourself.
Yeah.
But you immediately ascertain, and also the gnome explains the piece of cloth that you have is obviously magical, and the gnome explains that is something really fun and fancy, and I've used it to great extent to get into many different places. It's called Glamour Weave, and that one's actually a little unique in that in addition to being able to take any kind of form that you have, just as a like any kind of like piece of top clothing, you can also store entire outfits in it. It's pretty nifty. So you can have up to two whole ensembles, or it can also just turn into whatever kind of torso wear that you have. It's cool stuff. I thought you might like it.
They will nod excitedly and kind of jump up and down on the spot.
All right. Well, here we've it's getting late. I would love to talk more, but I'm actually falling asleep here. No, that's a lie. I'm sorry. I'm wide awake. But let's get you back to your allies. They're probably worried about you. Where are you staying?
They look kind of look down and nod. Does Xalia fucking know? He was at the inn, I think.
No, right?
But I don't
He
think
was at the inn, but not when we booked a room.
established. Yeah. Let's see if she would make. I think it would be reasonable to go back there to check, because that was the last place she saw people. So she'll minor illusion that in and kind of head tilt / shrug.
Okay, that place. I think I know where it is. Yeah, let's walk on over there. And
Xalia will follow.
yeah.
She's
no-
also going to look at the gnome with the magnifying glass after showing it.
Okay. The magnifying glass, so like it's got the dragon horns on it, right?
Yeah.
The dragon horns kind of like twist and curl and crystallize and then melt into the magnifying glass and then just kind of splash in like quicksilver. A similar phenomenon that you have seen this phenomenon once before.
The librarian.
Yep. And that's what happens with the magnifying glass.
Xalia will note this.
Okay.
And also just excitedly explain that to parent.
Yeah, that's cool. I might need to stop off in Baskar and see if I can get something cool for myself. I'll have to remember that.
Xalia will nod very excitedly.
So Gnome and Gnome walk back over to the Uncle's Bluff.
It's less gnome and more gnome Xalia. Like she's just Xalia but gnome sized.
I get it. All right.
I was just imagining like completely normal torso up, just really short legs.
That's what I was envisioning, but I think she probably would have normalized it over time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you and this rock gnome make it to the Uncle's Bluff. You walk in. The lobby's empty. It's early in the morning now. This the place then? Do you know what room you're in?
Xalia's gonna slowly shake her head and just kind of shrug. Is there still like it's completely empty?
These losers are not here. But there's always this gnome with just like this mane of fire red hair and little tiny circle glasses perched on the bridge of their nose. They're always there.
Azalea's gonna walk up and minor illusion just rest of the party and head tilt.
You see, usually we do not give. Whatever. I remember this lizard man. He was quite rude to me. He's in room 22. Why don't you go be rude to him?
Zalia will turn to the gnome and just kind of demonstrate, like, there.
Okay. The gnome doesn't follow you, but he'll say, "All right, well, I've got lodging arrangements of my own, so I'll head over there. Where should we meet up tomorrow? Here? Somewhere else? Do you You see him struggling a bit. Do you wanna get lunch? Do you like coffee?"
Zalia's eyes will bug out, and she will nod very enthusiastically.
All right, I don't stay. I'll be a different person tomorrow.
Zalia kind of nods. She understands.
But you'll get it. All right. Well,
You will walk up for a last hug.
big squeezy hug.
Mhm.
Pats on the back. Hey, glad you're safe.
Nod. Pat on their back. You too. Which, in case I didn't pick up, she just said "you too" in Zalia voice.
Yeah, I got it. Picked up.
Okay.
And the gnome will whisper in your ear, "Hey, I was gone by the time I was gone before you remember. So you might, and I'm sure your father never talked about me, but my name's Meryl. You can refer to me that just in case."
Zalia kind of nod. Thumbs up.
Alright, well. Bye. See you tomorrow, kiddo, I guess.
Zalia will smile, wave, and slowly turn around and go up the stairs to go harass Zoaz.
The gnome toddles out.
He's gonna go to room 22 and try to open the door.
Did you guys lock the door?
22 is not our room.
Oh, right. Sorry.
22 would be Korokon, yeah.
The door is locked on room 22. Resistance.
Twig might peek out of the room if he hears someone messing with Korokon's door.
Yeah, Twig is awake, and you did roll pretty good on perception. A 23? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'll say, Twig, you can hear this. That was a great perception roll. So you can hear like you're super attentive. You're basically just like lounging next to your own door, so you can hear sounds in the hallway. And at crap in the morning, you hear in the hallway.
Twig will take a peek out in the hallway.
You see gnome-sized Xalia.
He's gonna whisper.
She's extended her left arm exclusively, not her right arm, to try to get the door.
Xalia? Is that you?
Turn around. Wave with elongated arm.
Twig will like rub his eyes a little bit from lack of sleep and look at Xalia again. Yep, that is you. Something's different about you. I'm not sure what it is.
He's smiling.
Well, I'm sure it's nothing. Our room is 15. It's over there.
He will kind of give a head tilt at that and then shrug and wander over to 15.
So you walk in, you see Makayla with a sheet draped over her, Pastiche under some covers, Zoaz turned away from the door. Looks like
He's
Twig's
passed out.
Chuman is also asleep. Looks like Twig's the only one awake.
He's probably gonna find herself a little corner and just kind of curl up in a nest.
Okay.
Her hair tendrils kind of wave while she's sleeping.
And Xalia, you can mark a long rest.
I think she's gonna be passed the fuck out until lunch.
All right. Twig, you close the door. You look over the party. You're the last one awake as your eyes are kind of burny from staying awake, and you feel rather tired from focusing and staying on vigil all night and using energy towards being alert. But you take a deep breath, stretch out your limbs, blink a bit, roll your eyes inside your eyelids, and you feel a second wind coming on. You're ready for another day. But you're tired. You want to do anything, Twig, before we close this?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. So, still flipping pages through your book, admiring your jeweled flower. Indeed, nothing alarming happens after Xalia's arrival. You hear a couple creaks of wood, and the night comes to a close. You're underground with no windows, so you're not able to see the sun rising, but golly, the sun does rise. And the lovely city of Ituusk, just as your companions become alive once more and rouse from their slumber, so too does Ituusk. It's the next day, another day. You all feel rested.
You wake up and there is a Xalia in the corner of your room. It is not your sleep paralysis demon, despite all attempts.
There is a there's a corner haunted by Xalia.
Mm-hmm.
And Makayla, you're gonna be pretty groggy.
Mm-hmm.
if you think it's fun, you can opt into having a -1 on every d20 roll. But if you don't think that's fun, then don't.
I mean, I do think it's funny to have a point of exhaustion. Yeah,
Well, that's different.
it's not.
That's worse, arguably.
On every wait, isn't that what I thought that was what level 1 exhaustion did?
1 exhaustion is you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws.
Oh, that is yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you're just hungover.
sure, I'll have -1 on
Okay.
everything.
All right.
Why
all
not?
right. All right. I'll write that down so that we don't forget. All right. As the day comes anew, the vast continent of Khorzaire is yours, and the city of Ituusk is yours. What would you like to do, everybody?
Given that she went to sleep last, I'm going to say Xalia wakes up last as well.
Zoaz wakes up, turns over, and thinks to himself, "Oh, good, Xalia came back." And will begin doing his morning prayers quietly, trying not to wake everyone too early, but he is asking Selene for his allotment, his allowance of spells. You get 30 cents a day, Zoaz.
Thank you, Selene.
Yeah, thank you, Selene.
You feel a warm glow brush over your scales, and the divine energy to feel, or you feel says don't spend it all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I can't even see it.
You just hear Makayla groaning. She's not having a good time right now. She's waking up.
I think Chuman is silently stirring awake. Gives a look around to see that Zoaz is already doing his prayers. Makayla is slowly starting to wake up, and notices Twig is still awake. Unless you're already out the room.
Still in the room.
Okay. Actually, how you look?
Not too bad. Maybe a couple ruffled feathers, some bags under his eyes, but maybe like noticeably sleepy, but not too bad.
Chuman looks over and, Twig, did you not get any sleep from last night?
Well, I just wanted to make sure nothing happened either to us or to Korakhan while we were asleep, so I figured I'd just catch up on my notes and relax a bit. I'll be fine. I've stayed up longer than this.
See. Oh. Just don't overdo it then. Never a fun time. A fun ordeal to be exhausted. Then, I think Chuman will be spending the time checking through all of his equipment.
Okay. So everybody wakes up, checks themselves, perform their prayers, check their equipment,
Prepare fly.
prepare spells, check their notes and all that kind of thing. As everyone becomes more and more awake and you start spilling out of your inn room at the Uncle's Bluff in the basin city of Ituusk. There's the sun peeking in through the windows of the lobby. And It's about noon for everybody to get out and do their thing, and for Xalia to become awake and that kind of thing. It's like between 11 and 1. And lobby's bustling. You got the bartender yet again cleaning another glass. Gives you a wave. And as the promise of the day either is going to be a high-flying expedition or a subterranean sprawl or anything else that adventure will throw at the group. That's for Rowan tonight's session.
Woo! Woo! Let's go!